Pissing hell. It's been a hot minute since I last did one of these, hasn't it? A whole new series of Doctor Who came and went, and I didn't talk about the return of Sutekh the Destroyer, one of the programme's most iconic villains who hasn't been seen on screen since 1975. He was voiced by Gabriel Wolfe, a veteran actor who has been working in the industry since 1951 and had a long association with Doctor Who, voicing the Beast from the Series 2 episodes The Impossible Planet and The Satan Pit, on top of reprising the role of Sutekh for several audio dramas. And since my mate Sophie recently made the mistake of asking me to explain everything about Sutekh to her, I thought I'd be fashionably late in only now giving you all an overview of his backstory, appearances in expanded media, and just who the hell he is, to get any new viewers up to speed and offer old fans a recap. As always with this series of videos, there'll be spoilers for all of these stories that you can see on screen right now. Sutekh first appeared in Pyramids of Mars, a story widely regarded as one of Doctor Who's very best, where he came into conflict with the Fourth Doctor. It's explained that Sutekh is the last of an alien race with godlike powers called the Osirans, who were the inspiration for Egyptian mythology, and that he sought to destroy all forms of life in existence out of fear that they may rise up against him. This would become a reality for him when an army of Osirans led by Sutekh's brother Horus fought and defeated him on Earth. They then proceeded to imprison him inside an Egyptian pyramid, where he would remain in stasis for over 7,000 years thanks to a signal being beamed from Mars that cut off his powers, leaving Sutekh with no possible chance of ever escaping. Ah, fuck, the British ruin everything yet again. Yeah, Sutekh is accidentally freed. Who could have seen that coming? He possesses the dead body of archaeologist Marcus Scarman, has a few robot mummies sent to England in sarcophagi, and enacts a plot to free himself by destroying the Eye of Horus, the device responsible for severing his godly abilities. The Fourth Doctor and Sarah Jane are like, nah, not having any of that shit, mate, and traps Sutekh in the Time Vortex, where he is sent forward to his own death. Or so they think. But hang on, pinning that for now, we'll come back to it soon. Sutekh's next appearance in Doctor Who would be 40 years later, in The Triumph of Sutekh, the second box set in Big Finish Productions' New Adventures of Benny's Summerfield range. It sees the titular Benny investigating a pyramid on Mars, where she learns that the Seventh Doctor has become a servant of Sutekh, and is forced to trap him inside a sarcophagus for her own safety. After a bit more exploring, she discovers an Osiran flesh loom, and deduces that Sutekh needs it in order to restore his physical form, which had been destroyed in the Time Vortex. Benny tries, but ultimately fails to stop him from using it in time, as Sutekh leaves the pyramid to complete his goal of wiping out all life in the universe. Benny then sets out on a journey across time and space with Ace in order to find the Eye of Horus so that they can stop Sutekh, encountering smugglers, cultists, and other Osirans along the way, before meeting a younger version of the Doctor in ancient Egypt. However, Sutekh soon shows up with the Eye of Sutekh, a device containing all of his power and evil, which he uses to open a time corridor and travel to the 21st century so that he can destroy the Earth. The Doctor, Ace, and Benny go after him, where they find more of his cultists, and witness firsthand the destruction he has supposedly caused. Of course, if you know anything about the Seventh Doctor, you know that he's a sly bastard. It turns out he tricked Sutekh, and they are all in the 29th century, not the 21st. Earth was destroyed years ago by solar flares, with the Doctor sending the cultists there to lure Sutekh. He's a little bit pissed off about this, and transports himself and the Doctor to the Martian pyramid where the story began, putting them both in a permanent time loop. Luckily, Sutekh's sister Isis is able to save the Doctor, leaving Sutekh trapped once more, vowing to break free and eradicate all life. This is followed up on in the final two releases in Series 7 of Big Finish's Fourth Doctor Adventures audio dramas, where Sutekh is reunited with the incarnation he originally fought. Kill the Doctor follows the population of the planet Drummond attempting to kill the Doctor. Naturally, he wants to find out why, and sure enough, he does. The majority of the people are addicted to an app called Renanet, updating them all on news, fashion, technology, virtually anything they could want to know, as well as a subliminal command to, again, kill the Doctor. It's revealed that Sutekh is responsible, having supplanted his voice into the mind of the app's creator, Rania Tuma, when she was a child, and being the key to her success by guiding her. He then absorbs the mental energy of everybody using Renanet to restore his powers, and begins to enact his master plan, recreating Drummond in the image of his destroyed home planet, so that it can become a new world for the Osirans, which leads directly into the next story, the Age of Sutekh. In it, he brings his gift of death to the planet, killing its people and spreading fear so that he can be worshipped as a god, believing that he has, at last, won. Fortunately, the Doctor is able to use Sutekh's own scheme against him, by getting the population to reconnect to Renanet and imagine their world as it originally was, which leads to Drummond being restored and Sutekh getting defeated yet again. His next appearance would be in the comic book storyline Old Girl, which gives a different explanation for Sutekh's survival in the Time Vortex. He just moved out of the fucking way. This, however, left him once again in stasis, much like he was while a prisoner to the Eye of Horus, He is able to circumvent this somewhat by partially possessing his son Anubis, whose biology contained a fragment of Sutekh's mind, while also making various deals with other cosmic entities, so that they would follow him into our universe and help him destroy it. After finally escaping the time vortex, he encounters the 10th Doctor, who he tricks into restoring his physical form, all while betraying two of the deities he bargained with by killing them. Seeing an opportunity to stop him, the Doctor convinces the remaining gods to fight back against Sutekh before they're betrayed, which they gladly oblige. A lengthy battle ensues, with Sutekh threatening to kill the Doctor's companions Gabby and Cindy unless he faces him. With no other option, the Doctor prepares to sacrifice himself and the TARDIS in order to trap Sutekh in the time vortex, as well as save his friends and the universe. But before he gets the chance, his recurring ally Dorothy Bell takes his place, and is seemingly lost forever, along with Sutekh. As with any Doctor Who villain though, this wasn't the end for Sutekh. In fact, he proved to be so popular among fans that in 2023, Cutaway Comics created a dedicated spin-off for him within their Gods and Monsters series of comic books. The Heretic is the only installment so far, which sees Sutekh being rescued from certain death in the time vortex by his wife Nephthys, so that he can destroy the evil demon Azag, who rules over a dwarf galaxy with an iron fist. Not much to say about this one, other than it's an interesting take on the character and his mythology, and there's the promise he'll be going up against fellow Doctor Who villain Omega in a future volume, which ought to be exciting for longtime fans. And that brings us to now, with Sutekh's latest appearances in The Legend of Ruby Sunday and Empire of Death, which, like the Star Beast and the Geel, completely ignores every one of the stories that I've discussed today, except for his debut in Pyramids of Mars. And, to take that pin out from earlier, reveals that he's been vibing on the TARDIS ever since Pyramids of Mars completely unnoticed. For the third time in a row now, you could say that I've wasted your time, and to that I say, fuck you.